Hi, in this video, we're going to answer the question, how can I improve my growth mindset? We'll look at some actionable steps that you can take to strengthen the beliefs and some of the skills that are the underlying aspect of your growth mindset. And of course, as we say in like all these videos that we've been doing on growth mindset, having a growth mindset is so important for your success and fulfillment and your ability to achieve in any area of your life. First part, once again, we're going to review growth mindset and those underlying characteristics on why it's so important and valuable. We'll then begin to talk about the strategies for taking those beliefs and discovering the ones that are holding you back and limiting. So it's going to be this aspect of discovery, and then what to do with what we've discovered and uncovered, and how to kind of enhance that mindset that we want to have. We're going to look at the practical implications of doing just that, and we'll look at that real life example that kind of brings it all together. So again, growth mindset, right? It's those beliefs about there's really, now let's sum it up maybe slightly differently. Everything you do in life is a lesson, all right? That's kind of what the growth mindset. Your intelligence is not fixed. All it is being fed constantly, being fed life lessons constantly, which improves things. So every experience you have, there's a lesson you need to learn from that, and that learning of that lesson helps you grow. It helps you persevere, helps you solve problems, helps you get through obstacles. That's essentially what growth mindset is. So that belief, right, is what we want to keep enhancing, and you keep reinforcing it. And there are ways that we do that. And that's, again, I've mentioned in some of the other videos, the power of these habits that we want you to get you into, because through those habits, you're going to be constantly trying to look for, once you've uncovered beliefs that you hold that haven't supported you, once you've discovered all those and you've cleaned those out, you've taken those out into the garbage, now it's about constantly looking for and building new ones, right? You're trying to find the right ones. Sometimes I use the metaphor of planting a garden of beliefs, right? The old limiting beliefs, those are the weeds and stuff you've dug out, you clean them out, you got rid of them. Now you're looking for new beliefs, and you, like a new plant. Oh, that's a beautiful plant. You plant it and you take care of it, and now you add another one and another one and another one. And all that takes time, right? So that's kind of this idea of, or the metaphor of planting a garden is, we've cleaned up, right? Now you want to find these new beliefs, and you want to reinforce those and reinforce those and reinforce those. All right, so what are some of these practical strategies that are built into these habits I talk about? One of these is reflection, self-reflection, regular habits of mindfulness, breathing, and self-reflection, where you are kind of reviewing the day, trying to learn, what was this life lesson I learned today, right? What was something that may have popped up that challenged you today? What is some of the frustrations you had, the experiences you had, the obstacles that may have come up? And we're not saying that every day there's an obstacle, but you are trying to find, if there is one, if there's something that really triggered you. What was the trigger? How did it make you feel? How did you create that emotion? This is part of those habits that we have you build and work on and develop, and that's helping you to then get those weeds out, right? So that you can keep focusing on those positive beliefs of being that flexible thinking skill, of being able to find solutions to your problems and the challenges. How am I going to get through this? What are my resources? What can I do? How do I do it? Right? Asking those better questions. That's that constant thing that we're doing and evaluating to see whether we're on course, see whether we're heading in the right direction, and managing our affairs. And that's what develops and enhances and strengthens, enhances that growth mindset. So as you think about those strategies I just mentioned. What you really want to be looking for with those are not just the weeds that are popping up in your garden, but what other plants that you want to put in, right? What are those other beliefs that you see from other people? What are some other beliefs that you need to adapt? What are some things that you need to strengthen? What are those beliefs that we've put in there, but you need to really reinforce those with positive affirmations and visualization and mindfulness and all of those habits that we have talked about, right? Those are keeping the garden clean, but then adding to that, right? And it's the adding to that that keeps strengthening and enhancing that mindset. So we don't want you to just be thinking about planting a couple beliefs, right? 3, 4 beliefs, whatever it is, and trying to keep those clean. We want to keep adding more. What other ones can help me? That's that enhancement aspect. So another real life example, Richard Branson, right? Another entrepreneur. We often have entrepreneurs as examples because the very nature of entrepreneurism is facing setbacks and persisting in the face of adversity, right? Entrepreneurs in general, the vast majority of them fail within like 3 to 5 years. Most business people who've started a business fail their first go around, right? They aren't even turning a profit till 3 to 5 years out. To get there, and you can look at countless examples throughout history of great entrepreneurs, and Branson's one of them, right? Somebody who is Virgin Airlines, that's what he's probably most famous for, he's a billionaire, but along that way, he had setback after setback after setback, right? And he, like all of them, he persevered, he kept going, he kept honing and working on developing that mindset, and that's really what kind of led him to that level of success. And you can see that with athletes as well. You see that sometimes with politicians, right? Um, Abraham Lincoln is another example people often use because uh, he was, well, I won't say a failure up to the time he became president, but he had run for Congress and hadn't won. He lost several elections. He was just a country lawyer. He hadn't been viewed as highly successful in that field in terms of like uh, a well-recognized name outside his area in Illinois, and becomes president of the United States and considered one of the great presidents in our country's history. So he's another example of somebody who exhibited that growth mindset, who kept working to enhance and develop that growth mindset. As always, I invite you to subscribe to our channel and check out our other videos. One in particular you might want to check out is how can responsible risk-taking fuel a growth mindset?